Hello, everyone. So I am here with my former client, Jodi. Jodi and I worked together for, I don't even remember how long, but it was an amazing period of time together. Unfortunately, she and I went through COVID together. Um, and I'm excited for Jodi to share a little bit about her journey with all of you today. So Jodi, tell them a little bit about when we first started working together. What brought you either to me or to wanting to do this work?
Yeah, hi. I think it all started when I got a new job where I was really independent and I had to be able to manage my own time. I had to manage my own schedule. I had to really manage everything as opposed to being in one place doing one role with people around me. So when I found you, I really needed help kind of organizing my life and organizing how I was going to get it all done in a fashion that made sense to me and my lifestyle.
And so with starting a new job where you had this, like, I like to say free reign, right? This open territory. What were some of the things that it brought up for you?
I think the biggest, I mean, again, you talked so much about it was all before COVID. I mean, it's so hard to remember what it was like. I think we started in probably November of
Yeah.
2019. So it's so hard to even remember what life was like then. But I think I was already starting to see a little bit of anxiety of being out of my workplace where I had been for so long with people around me all the time and, teamwork and people to talk it through and to a place where I was almost by myself in a sense. I had no one to bounce ideas off of. So that was super helpful to have you sit down with me and really kind of talk through all that I needed to do and see that it was manageable. And I think the biggest thing that you and I worked on at the beginning was trusting myself. And I mean,
Ah,
I remember
I was
you
gonna say
take
amen to that,
pictures.
Jodi. I remember that.
Like I had to take pictures of what outfit I was going to wear, and come hell or high water, I had to wear that the next day. I didn't always listen, which probably why I was with you so long. But it was really about trusting myself and knowing that I could take care of what it was that needed to be taken care of. I didn't need someone standing over my shoulder.
And Jodi, tell them a little bit about that, like, if you don't mind sharing a little bit of that journey for you. Was it like a straight slope, like, yep, we just went woo, or was it a little bit more of like, a gradual up and down ride of getting to the
Yeah, I
place?
mean, again, I hate feel like I'm talking about the COVID thing again, but it was like two steps forward and then like 20 steps back. So, things I thought were really important and causing me so much anxiety and feelings of being overwhelmed and just shutting down came almost irrelevant when March hit. And my biggest stress at that point was being kind of like stuck, and it brought up all these new feelings of
Mhm.
being stuck. And again, going back to that trusting yourself that, I could make it happen. I could get through it. I could help my family through it. I could get my colleagues through it. But it was a lot of back and forth. And some things I think we got through somewhat quickly, and some things I think we'll always continue to work on.
Ugh, I'm so glad you just said that and you brought that up, because I think so often people think it's going to be this linear straight line upward, and it's just not. Life's not. It's up and down. And like you said, some things we move through very quickly, and some things are like a journey, a lifetime journey. And it's like just developing the foundation so you can continue to do that work, support yourself in that way. And would you say, Jodi, that, like with everyone, honestly, self-trust is what I see as the foundation of pretty much everything. Do you see that still playing out in your day-to-day life and
Oh,
using it?
yeah, yeah, definitely. And I don't think I'm ever going to be great at it. I think I'm definitely so much better than I was, but I think it's always going to be kind of my Achilles heel where I'm really going to always stress. But like I always said to you, and I see it now, it's like you're so real with what it's not always be perfect. You're going to have your days where you're just like so overwhelmed and shut out and just need to kind of recharge, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that you failed. It just means it's time to just take a deep breath
Yes.
and start over.
Yeah, I love that. And so, Judy, what do you think was like the biggest challenge for you in, like, even saying yes to yourself and, investing in yourself and going in on this work?
My God, there wasn't just one. There wasn't just one thing. Um, I think in the end, realizing that I am. a grown up. I can act silly and I can act like a kid and I can rely on my family. But in the end, it's me and this is my journey and this is who I am. I think I'm coming to that realization probably later than most people, but I'm getting there. So I think that's probably been one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah. And what would you say if there's one or two tangible or intangible things that you, oh, hi Bama, have taken from our work together? What is there something you would like pinpoint?
I mean, I guess it's just stopping and changing my thought pattern. I still can't remember the acronyms that we kept using. I still can't
Doesn't
remember them.
matter.
But I will still sit there and say, if I want this result, how am I going to get there? And I kind of go through that thought process together. And then I guess just, I guess somebody's just using what you taught me as my crutch. And I will still have, I don't right now, I still have the folder and the notebook and I'm on year 3 and I have the same one and I'm really trying, I'm not great at it, but I still sit there and try to plan out what I'm doing each day. I do not do it by hour. I just can't, but I do it that way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I give myself a break, like just take a break.
Yeah. Yeah. And you figure out what works for you, right? That's like kind of what this is all about, that there's not like a one size fits all approach, right?
Mhm.
Is that you take pieces from different parts and you make it fit for you. Because if we try to make ourselves fit into a box that doesn't work for us, then we're
Right.
actually just creating more stress, more anxiety, more frustration, all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess the hardest part now is trying not to do the coaching to my husband. I'm like telling him this is what I've learned. This is
Oh
what's
my
helped
God.
me. Yeah. And showing him this is what helps because then he's good.
Oh, that is awesome, Jody. And I hear it from like everyone.
Yeah.
One of my clients literally is saying, she's like, I just wanted to coach my mother-in-law. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, good luck with that one. I went through that phase too. And you have sometimes
Yeah.
just have to sit back and learn how to kind of like just observe and watch people.
Yeah. And I think what you just said is exactly true. It's almost like how I react is how I'm reacting. I cannot control how other people react. So that I think is
Mm,
something else I really took with me that you taught me is, if someone's gonna get frustrated and mad, then that's how they're reacting. I don't have to feed into that. I don't have to be a part of that. I don't have to have the same feelings.
yes. Yes, that is the goal of this work, is that we take control of our response, our reactions. Because in truth, as much as I wish I had the powers to control my husband and my children, and of course my mother and everyone else in my life, we don't.
We don't. Right.
We
So
don't. Well, Jody, if someone's right now thinking about maybe doing some of this work and they're a little bit on the fence, what would be your words of advice to them?
get off the damn fence. Like just do it. I mean, like there's nothing negative that can come of this. It's only positive. It's only going to help you grow and become better, not just as a person, a wife, a mother, a friend, an employee. I mean, it goes into every part of what I know I do.
Mm. Okay,
So
so follow Jody, if not me, get off the fence and just effing
yeah.
do it. And I can say fuck because my program is even called Calm as Fuck. So anybody who knows me knows there's probably going to be
Yeah.
in there somewhere. But yeah, thank you, Jody. And thanks
Yeah.
for sharing your story. I think that, often people hear the word anxiety and they think of like it as this really bad thing or this thing that we should be afraid of almost, but like most people on some level experience it, and there's ways we can learn to live with it. I like to say friend it, so it's not slowing us down. We don't feel stuck. It's not keeping us in patterns that reacting ways we don't want to.
Right. Right. And be that role model. Be that role
Yeah.
model that you want to be for other people, whether it's your children or who the stranger on the street. It just be that role model and show them that this is not a bad thing.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I agree. Be that role model. I love that. Well, Jody, thank you so much. I know you have a very busy work life. So thank you for taking some time out of your day to share your story with all of us. And yeah, if you ever want to hear more from Miss Jody, reach out to me and I will connect you with her, and
Yes,
she
happy
can
to.
happy connect and tell you more about her experience in her story.
And her
Thank you.
continued
Continued
work and
story.
continued
Hey,
success.
mine's continued to FY, never ending.
Yeah.
It's a journey. That's why we call it a journey. And in my opinion, we're going on this journey until the day we die. So
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.